What's good, everybody? Welcome back to Team COG, and today we're coming at you with a local testing video with Mermail versus Draco Tail. I'm piloting Mermail on the left here, Draco Tail on the right, and I win the die roll, and I have a terrible hand. I have to start my turn with a normal summoning squad, pitching squad. It looks to have Talents, Ash, and a Porilia in my hand, so it was double squad. Actually, if you guys caught the live stream from this last locals, I ended up losing because of double squad in a way. But we see Ogre on the squad, and I'm like, huh, okay. Which Ogre's been seeing some play lately. But Draco Tail, I'm just kind of like, in my mind, man, right, Draco Tail's not that scared if they don't open the Find Mama. The Find Mama is just what gives them like that turn 0 artillery on to be able to bounce and do some crazy things. So I'm just thinking I want to summon, I guess. We're just also just talking, I guess. Do take that in mind. The video is kind of sped up just a little bit. This is normally Fridays are our locals. Saturdays we have like testing days where all of us get together and just test strategies, test different decks and everything. But I go ahead and fire off the Talents, and I'm like, all right, let me see the hand. And normally, we were actually just talking about this prior. We've seen so many times where someone's fired Talents, and then the person chains the Find Mama to be able to fuse the entire hand away. So then Talents just misses. But at this point, I'm just going to loop his whole hand. I have access to the Prince, and Prince is a one-card Mullen Glacia at a minimum, you know. So, like, now I just got to play correctly and get into it. So I go ahead and use the Prince's effect, send for cost the Dragoons. Of course, Prince will add me the Shrine, and then Dragoons will add me Poseidra. Do I? No, okay, nope. I add the Mullen Glacia, I think. So I think that should be the correct route. Sometimes, man, like this deck, Mermail's is such a... You can get really lost in the sauce, if you know what I'm saying. Like, you can really get... You can start thinking about your combo sequencings, and you can kind of get lost and like vary off and go off the beaten paths and everything, which happens a lot to me. So like normally when I take this deck to like a regional or to like a bigger event, like I really have to be locked in. But we end up going Shrine, tributing the Prince, summon out the Coelacanth. Of course, Prince will trigger to summon out the Dragoons, and then we go ahead and fire Coelacanth, summoning out as many fish as we can. I'm still on to the triple Pike build because I think that even though Pikes are bricks most of the time, they are starters in a way. But we overlay here for the Snowdust Giant, which I prefer this over the Magic Key card because I don't agree with the Magic Key playing another brick in the deck. But we go ahead and special summon Mullen Glacia, rip 2 cards from his hand randomly, and then we just scoop it up here because at this point, like, I have full combo. I'm going to be able to keep on going, and he's going to have 2 cards to play with. But also, guys, check out our sponsor down in the description below. Dueling Guard, get 15% off your order by using the link and everything. And yeah, everything that goes in the channel comes back into it. Huge fan of Dueling Guard and their deck boxes and their backpacks. But here we are into all-important game number 2. I draw Porilia, and Porilia is terrible against the Draco Tail strategy. You may be able to get 1 draw, if that. So I draw, and he passes, which sometimes happens. So he throws a Porilia at me. So this is very interesting. So I actually forgot that he passed. So I get lost in the combo sequence. I'm like, looking at my hand. I have Teus, Dragoons, Pike. So this is where Pike's in. Like, this is what I was talking about. So yeah, if you draw multiple Pikes, Pike's bad. But Pike in this scenario would also be kind of like a starter. So he ends up chaining a second Porilia. So he draws 2. And this is scary against Draco Tail. Because Draco Tail should, if this is a pure list, which I think this is pure. I don't think my boy Sebastian has the Cartesians in from Jesse Cotton's list yet. But we special summon out the Teus 1, or excuse me, Dragoons 1, Teus 2. Teus will grab us the Shrine, and then Dragoons will grab us the squad. But Draco Tail plays a lot of hand traps, at least the pure list, at least even the list I'm testing currently, which I'll have that deck profile up here on the channel, if it's not already out at the time that this video gets dropped here. So I end up throwing the Shrine. He pitches Ash. Squad will trigger to summon out the Prince. Then we can just go ahead and go Prince effect, dump, So we also have the Triana, which I actually like the spell. The equip spell to play. I think it's a very powerful one of Extender. I think it's, since you grab it off the link 3, it allows you to like sculpture inboard a little bit better. We also have Grethus in our hand, which kind of sucks, but it is what it is. That's the thing about this deck. This deck is very consistent, very strong, but it does have like the ability to sometimes brick on like the bad water names that you don't want to see in your hand. But anyway, we go ahead and use Poseidra. I think we're Poseidra sending the... No, he ogred the Prince. Okay. So we send for Prince adds the Poseidra, and then Dragoons is going to attempting to add us a Sea Serpent. And I'm looking at my hand, and I'm trying to think if there's any way I can get Mullen Glacia. If there's any like recursion, which I don't think there is, or maybe there is. I can. Okay, yeah. So I think I go for Diva. Not Diva. I keep messing up Diva and Minstrel, man. It's just crazy. Deep Sea. Minstrel, pitching the Poseidra. Because I have... Okay, yeah, I see what I'm doing now. He's going to chain Find Mama here. Fusioning off Fuwa and another Find Mama. So see, this is where Draco Tail could get kind of crazy here. So technically he's exhausted his hand. He's going to be able to set some cards. And if I remember that I'm going... See, like I'm trying to watch as like watching this over and editing. I'm trying to like see where I lost track of that I went second. Like I'm going second. So I want to see if when is the exact moment I lose track of like I'm going second. I think I'm going first. I think I'm playing first for some reason. So he decides to go Aetherion. He's thinking on his targets here. I know he goes Chain Link 1 Aetherion, Chain Link 2 Find Mama to set, because I think he pitched Find Mama and Fuwo. So then we can go ahead and he's going to attempt to bounce back the Teus, which is rough, because that means we got to summon out Teus again, which is going to give him 2 more draws. And that's not what we want, but we have to do that in order to play. That's the one thing, like, you know, we have to do. I guess arguably, so he bounces back the Perilia, which is okay because it gives us another water. He uses Find Mama to set Ketu, I think is what he's going for. So, you know, he sets the Horn. So he sets Horn. So this is like the thing, right? Maybe I should pass, right? Arguably pass. He's on a top deck. Aetherion can't do really anything. I'm not playing into the Fuwa, or not the Fuwa, the Perilia anymore, because he's going to get 2 draws when I summon this. But I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, I think I just give him 1 more draw, because I go Teus, effect, pitch, summon. So we go the Abystrina to special summon out the Poseidra, and I think I can go Poseidra effect, target the Aetherion to bounce back. Yeah, I do, yep. And then I can send. This is where kind of if you would play like Side in a Marksman would be kind of cool. But anyway, we just sign this, send the... Thinking of what I want to send now. Because, like, eventually you start running through names and you do all your searches. Like, you can't... What's there's left to search except for just bodies and... Discards, essentially. Because at least we're going to have probably a discard with the Poseidra, the King, the Dragon Lord, when we link it off. So we send the Dragoons here, and then we can go use Dragoon's effect to search for another Sea Serpent. And we've kind of already exhausted all of our Sea Serpent names. So we're just kind of adding redundant, you know, kind of like in Lack of Better, we're adding redundant cards for this at the moment. Cool thing, though, that Draco Tail does have a good matchup against Mermail because of Gulamel. Gulamel's a water, so like you technically can fuse into Gulamel and then do some crazy things. So we pitch to summon Teus again, and he draws 2 more cards. It looks like he draws into, I think I see an Ash Blossom, another Ash, and a Poly. That's kind of brutal. So we go ahead and make the Abyss Spirit, or Abyss Right, to go ahead and bring back from the graveyard our squad. Do we bring a squad, or do we bring back Greethus? Okay. Interesting choice on Greethus. Greethus to go ahead and bring back the Prince. I wonder what my line of play here was. Go ahead and make the Dragon Lord effect. See, at this point, like, I mean, I'm clearing 1 more body, I guess, because Horn can potentially cause an issue. But again, I think this is exactly the spot where I lost track. This is it. This is where I lost track that I was going second. So, cool thing is that the Dragon Lord can send any water monsters, so I'll be able to send the Frog to bounce back the Horn. And the reason I did that is, again, because this has to be the point, because I thought I was going second, or going first, so then he has to set the Horn, right? The Horn can't be activated on my turn, so it was just bad. So I go ahead and summon out the link off the Poseidra, use Poseidra's effect, pitching the Pike that was in my hand. I think I just go here for thinking on... Oh, no. Huge misplay here. I actually didn't summon out a third body. Oh, man, that's going to cost me, I think. Well, it's not going to cost me, but I forgot to summon out a third body. I should have a Minstrel out there. I guess I saw the Greethus and thought the Greethus was already summoned back. That's one of the things, though. Do take note, this is a testing match. Like, this isn't, like, you know, officially at locals. We're testing. So, like, people are talking around. Just keep that in mind. So, we're talking, we're discussing things, so it's easy to get sidetracked and everything. So, there should be another body out there, which could have made me draw into, like, Crocosaur. And Crocosaur would have been better in this scenario because I would have drew 2 cards. And I could have made the King, Crocosaur, and the statue, and I would have been way better. But, of course, right here, my buddy's like, why didn't you attack me? And I'm like, oh, no, you're right. But yeah, huge misplay right there. I wouldn't say it's huge, but it definitely, yeah. I soul charge back 3, and I saw the Greethus and totally... kept the Greethus out. That's just thought Greethus was going to be part of the combo anyway. So see, that's kind of actually hindsight's always 20/20. I should have used. When I used the Dragon Lord to Reborn back, I bounced back a card to his hand. He has 3 cards in his hand. Then I should have used Greethus. I wish I'd have had that foresight there to be able to like see that far ahead. Then I could use Greethus to Reborn back a level 3 overlay for the what do you call it? The Virtue Dragon. But he's going to normal summon Cartesia. And I think he tries to go battle phase. And I go ahead and then when in the battle phase, I'll go ahead and use the Abyss Shrine effect. Pitch the Prince to draw a card. And I draw, and then a Prince will trigger. Summoning back the Poseidra. Poseidra's effect, I will target the Cartesia for cost, and I will send. And then he tries to chain the Cartesia here, which I'm interested in what he would try to make. I don't know if he was able to actually chain it, but I chain the Abyss YuGiOh to negate the effect. So it goes Chainlink 1, Poseidra, Chainlink 2, Cartesia, Chainlink 3, YuGiOh. So YuGiOh should be able to, we'll negate the Cartesia. And then we're kind of stopped here because I was like, we kind of were like thinking, I was like, wait, does that mean Cartesia resolves? But cards activate like where they activate is like where they resolve at. So since he activated on the field, it's kind of like the Rescue Rabbit, Rescue Cat type of thing. You tribute for cost, the card doesn't resolve in the graveyard, it's on field. Like you can call by the grave it, but it's resolving on the field. So even though this doesn't bounce for cost, I'm sure the ruling's still the same, that it would still try to resolve. But I guess he's looking through his stuff and he's trying to see what he can fusion. He can't fusion into anything, so technically he couldn't have actually activated the Cartesia in the first place. So the YuGiOh would still have a material in this scenario here, but still kind of caught off by that. I can't believe I left Greethus out. So we summon out Squad effect, he gets the Ash. So at least he stops that. But yeah, I can't believe I saw the Greethus and thought. But yeah, that's what I was trying to say. Like, this deck, you can get very caught. You have to be very locked in to play this, to pilot this deck, I feel, very optimally here. So I think we just go to the offensive, and we just try to whack here. I think that's all we try to do. I think I just normal summon the Pike for additional damage, just in case. Because he does have Horn set, and he can technically use the Horn to bounce back my, my King. He can't bounce back anything the King points to. So I go, actually, there we go. Normal summon the Pike, pitch to search level 3. It kind of sucks when, like, I haven't played this deck for a hot minute, actually. So just kind of, like, brush, like, I shouldn't say a hot minute. I've played it, like, off and on, so I'm not, like, in tuned with it as I was a couple months ago. But I still just kind of, like, I try to play this deck a little bit, as much as I can. So he attempts to go Horn to bounce back the YuGiOh, and I was like, you have to target the King. So he bounces back the King. And then, of course, he puts back to the bottom and draws a card. I don't know what he'd even draw. I mean, technically, he could draw, like, a Fine Mama, maybe. It looks like he drew Malulu. And we go ahead and summon out another Poseidra. At this point, we're just going for damage. But that's it for the duel, guys. That's it for game. Thank you guys so much for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy. Charles, signing out.